Howdy, folks, and welcome to YouTube Roulette, the show where we pick a YouTube-generated music genre playlist, ask Alexa for a random number, then use that to find tracks that'll expand our horizons. My name's Cary Nightingale, and with me as always is my trusty sidekick, Kevin Nebrich. Kevo, how you doing?
Just happy to be here.
Fantastic. I'd love for you to tell me about the post-rock genre song you landed on.
Happy to, sir. But first, I got a quick note on what we've learned about the post-rock genre thus far for anyone planning on listening to these songs that we've reviewed for this episode. So Wikipedia defines post-rock as a form of experimental rock characterized by a focus on exploring textures and timbre over traditional rock song structures, chords, and riffs. So you can listen to these songs with whatever device you might have, but if you do have the option, something more substantial than your laptop speakers will allow you to better hear the detail and nuance present in every recording. I would recommend a nice set of headphones for a more immersive experience if you're interested.
So basically, Kev, it's using traditional rock instruments, but in non-traditional ways. Got it. And I totally agree about headphones, at least on first listen. But the more important thing to me is to appreciate the overall ambiance. Where is the song taking you? What does it make you feel? I read some of the comments under the song that I reviewed, and everybody had a different experience and different interpretation about what the song was about and what it meant to them, which actually makes a whole lot of sense because there's no lyrics there to tell you what to think. So, Kev, is that a fairly sufficient introduction to post-rock?
Best we can do right now.
Well, we might as well get started with our reviews. You want to tell us about the song that you landed on?
Don't mind if I do. So I listened to the track Things of Beauty Burn by Hammock, an ambient / post-rock duo out of Nashville, Tennessee. Hammock was released in 2017 on their album Mysterium. This is an instrumental piece, which is typical of the genre, but it's also noticeably lacking the rhythmic backing of a drum beat, as this song leans more heavily to their ambient side of that designation. The guitar and synth introduce this track with a bit of a call and response in the beginning, and in the next movement we are welcomed by the warmth of the cello's repeating, ascending half notes, and the homorhythmic accompaniment of the synthetic choir, singing words you'll swear you can almost nearly understand as they continue to remain just outside your reach. The piano begins to add a simple melody about halfway through a dynamic volume crescendo that leaves the cello and the choir behind as it peaks. Finally, the piano remains with its simple melody, like the calm after a storm. I gave Things of Beauty Burn by Hammock a tune score of 7.3 out of 10. Cary, listen to this song and let me know what you think.
I'll be happy to. Give me just a moment and I'll be right back. And I'm back. Just wow. Excellent texture and contour to this song. I would say it's more towards the ambient rock than post-rock sound, but I think it's a nebulous enough distinction when you're talking about genres and subgenres that it doesn't really matter. So let's call this post-rock, and let's say that it's really good post-rock. That one has probably a more interesting and more nuanced contour than the song that I landed on, which is Quiet by This Will Destroy You. Quiet is built on a foundation of an 8-bar chord sequence that repeats throughout. It's a minor 6 to 1 to 4 to 4 in C sharp, which gives it sort of a Lydian feel. It takes a more interesting shape by layering instruments and effects as the song progresses. The most notable shift in dynamic intensity takes place about halfway through the track when the loud, distorted guitars come in. Even after that point, the intensity continues to build until the listener is let down gently in the last 20 or so seconds. The melody, played mostly on a guitar just absolutely drenched in reverb and delay, is simple enough to be fairly memorable, yet subtle enough that it doesn't distract from the journey of increasing volume and instrumental layering the band is conducting. The main drawback from a rock instrument-oriented production like this is often the unintended noise introduced by the tube amplifiers used by discerning guitarists. The low hiss is hardly noticeable when the full band is playing, but it is frustratingly obvious during quieter parts, such as the intro and outro of this very recording. While it might seem desirable as a consequence of capturing a live feeling, I find the sound somewhat annoying. When I first listened to Quiet, I had a sense of déjà vu, not just in hearing the typical hallmarks of post-rock or ambient rock music, but something deeper, and I realized the familiarity was a resemblance to the cowboy segment from the song The Dead Flag Blues by Godspeed You, Black Emperor. While Quiet is no slouch at demanding a listener's attention or eliciting an emotional response, I'll endorse the Dead Flag Blues more readily due to my 2 decades of listening to that album, F-sharp, A-sharp, Infinity. That said, I'm very glad that I spun the wheel and found This Will Destroy You. I look forward to listening to more of their tracks. I rated Quiet at a 6.9 out of 10 on the Tune Score scale, but Kev, I'd love for you to give it a spin and let us know what you thought.
All right, let's do it. Okay, I'm back.
So, Kev, what'd you think?
I love it. I think you're right. I think we got lucky for a change. I thought that track was particularly very emotionally engaging.
You're right. I think we got lucky with both songs in this episode of YouTube Roulette. Funny enough, you seem to prefer the song that I landed on and reviewed. I seem to prefer the song that you landed on and reviewed, which I don't think that happens all the time, but it just goes to show you can't win, and by win here I mean expand your musical horizons, unless you take the chance and spin the wheel. We won because we played. But as always, we invite and encourage you, our dear audience, to give a listen to the tracks we reviewed today. They're on our Tune Scored Tracks playlist on our YouTube channel. While you're there, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel and leave us a comment, letting us know what you thought of our scores and critiques. What post-rock songs do you really love, and why? Also, if you're an up-and-coming songwriter, it's a great place to recommend one of your songs to be tune scored. We've had a lot of fun today, and we hope you did too. That's been Kevin Nebrich. I've been Cary Nightingale. We'll see you in the next one. Until then, stay sound.